Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Farlands or Bust. Indeed, here we... Oh, this seems like a dangerous place to be. Here we are, once again. We're just going to turn the wake up, exit the hidey hole panic into a frequent thing in Farlands or Bust. But yeah, we're back. There's Wolfie, still freaking out. Give me some dirt. Let's block up the hidey hole, grab him, and continue west. Onwards and into episode... okay, into episode 197. Episode 197 of Farlands or Bust. You alright, Wolfie? Thought I heard something. But here we go. Continuing to the Farlands. I do get the question quite a lot in the comments. A lot of new subscribers showing up. Hello, welcome aboard. It's over there. Okay, welcome aboard. I was frightened of the spider, not the new subscribers. Welcome aboard. We are walking without any sorts of mods or teleportation cheats of any description towards the Farlands in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. That's why I don't have the hunger bar. That's why I can't block. That's why Wolfie doesn't really have the advanced pathfinding that the newer wolves do. All those other things. We're playing in the very old version of the game, the last version of the game to include the Farlands, which are a rendering glitch in the map. Some 12 million plus or minus a few 100,000 blocks away from the 0, point of a map. That's how far away they are, as opposed to since version 1.8 of Minecraft, they changed the terrain generation. Obviously, they added all the biomes and things, and it's changed a couple times since, but there's no longer the Farlands. The world just simply ends at 30 million blocks, I believe. And it ends in the proverbial sense. It will actually still generate chunks beyond 30 million blocks, but they're known as fake chunks because if you were to try to walk on them, you would just fall straight through into the void. But we don't have to worry about such things. We're just trying to get to the Farlands, which are so much closer than just the void lands, I guess you could call them, in this version of the game. So yeah, that's what we're doing, and we're doing it, more importantly, as a walk-a-thon for Child's Play charity, where over at farlandsorbust.com you can contribute using a chip-in widget on the homepage. This season, Season 4 of Farlands or Bust, we're trying to reach $100,000. And right now we have $6,866.28. So you can keep doing that, like I said, at farlandsorbust.com. We were having little miniature milestones along the way. The next one being known as the JASON Statham Initiative. It has theme music now, apparently. But yeah, the JASON Statham incentive, if we reach $10,000 by the end of the year, I will get a Jason Statham haircut. The old buzz cut. See how it looks. I'll also upload a video, at least a before and after video. Perhaps if I can make some sort of fanfare out of it, we can do an actual in-process getting the buzz cut video. Like that! I'll look like that, except my hair isn't white. Yet. So yeah, there was a little demonstration. But, so yeah, Wolfie? So yeah? You're rather silent. That's what I thought. Alright, so, continuing on. Enough of the recap. It's always in the video description, a little explanation, and there are further details at farlandsorbust.com if you want to learn more about my journey and how you can help. Wolfie agrees. But yeah, I'm actually recording this on Friday evening. This will hopefully go up Saturday afternoon. Hello, pigs. I'm recording this on Friday evening, I guess a little bit as a programming note. Being as it is December, the holiday season, weekends are going to be a little bit tough for me to get the videos recorded and videos out. Mainly because between now and the end of the year, I kind of have a lot of family things planned, as many of us do. And, you know, if you have that sort of stuff going on too, I would assume such things because it is the holidays. So enjoy your time with your friends and families. But yeah, just as a programming note, so I'll try to fill those slots, those time slots on my channel by having stuff ready beforehand. But I just wanted to get this Far Lands or Bust episode out just so it wouldn't be 5 days between episodes until next Monday. So, woo! Far Lands or Bust. Getting it out. It's getting close to episode 200. Yikes. Also, I've been watching on Twitter, and that's about as much as I watch of it. You know, I follow a lot of gaming industry people and stuff like that. Apparently, Friday, this is the 7th. Friday night is the Spike TV VGAs, the Video Game Awards. I don't really have a joke there. That joke pretty much writes itself, doesn't it? Heyo! But yeah, continuing on. More importantly, it's the 40th anniversary of Apollo 17, the Apollo 17 mission, which launched on December 7th and landed on the 11th, obviously, after landing on the moon. It was the last Apollo mission, the last time humans have traveled to the moon, and the last time they have stepped on the moon. It was Ronald Evans was the command module pilot. Didn't actually get to go down to the moon, but it was Evans, Harrison Schmitt, who was the only geologist, the only trained geologist scientist to visit the moon. The rest of the guys, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, all those guys were all Air Force pilots, test pilots. So Harrison Schmitt was the first and the only scientist to have traveled to the moon. And finally, of course, Gene Cernan, the last human to have a footprint on the moon. They came back, landed on Splashdown, I guess I should say, on December 11th. So yeah, that was 40 years ago. And hopefully we'll be getting back on track for such things as these. Who knows? There's a lot of news coming back and forth about that sort of stuff. I'll have to keep an eye out on the articles and stuff to see what's coming up next. It's a common topic here in Far Lands or Bust, the space stuff. We enjoy it. It's exciting, and I'm glad to have shared it with you. I got a lot of really cool stories of people who were like, "Oh, I was never into that stuff until you started talking about it," and now what kind of telescope should I buy, or this or that, or I've been looking this up, and now I'm playing Kerbal Space Program, or now I'm getting lost for hours and hours in Space Engine, exploring the universe and stuff like that. So, if anything, for the money we've raised for Child's Play charity, perhaps a few of you have been inspired to check out what I find to be a very amazing and interesting endeavor and passion of mine, is the astronomy and space and human spaceflight and all that fun stuff. Indeed. Indeed. Ooh, that is a herd of pigs, if I ever saw one. I'm sure there's some sort of specific scientific term for a herd of pigs. It's probably a bushel, or perhaps an oink of pigs. Come on, Wolfie. Murder! These pigs are all dry, see? Dry. There's not a single pork chop in the bunch. Wolfie? Wolfie? There he is. There we go. You look like you could use one, actually. Get back, get back. Hey, come back here. Hey. Whoop. I hope you ate that. Yeah, it looks like you did. Okay. Yeah, so that is going on. So that was kind of a part in, I guess I can take a moment to talk. I can take a moment to talk, because that's not what I do for the entire rest of the video. Unfortunately, in school, throughout entire school, history class or science class, they kind of gloss over the whole astronomy and especially the human spaceflight thing. It's kind of like, oh, we landed on the moon. Okay, next happenstance in history. So perhaps if you don't know that much about Apollo 17 specifically, or just the Apollo program, it'll encourage you to look that stuff up. There's obviously Wikipedia pages on it and stuff like that, so who needs organized schools of learning when we have all this free knowledge and information available to us on the internet. The internet. Let's go to sleep, why don't we? And internetness. The internetness. Spires. It's almost like the 699492 monument over here. We're walking in circles. No. What else is going on? I've got my notes. Oh, yeah, yesterday, speaking of, I guess, the money we've raised for charity and stuff. Yesterday, the 6th, I hope I'm getting my dates correct. I'm all confused whenever I record a video a day early. But the 6th was the Child's Play charity auction formal dinner. It's kind of like a black tie event that Child's Play charity holds to raise money. They auction off like video game and gaming memorabilia and stuff for Child's Play charity. I didn't, I should have, but I didn't check the final total for the night of what they raised. But I did see that our good friend Gavin from the Slow-Mo Guys and Rooster Teeth was in attendance, and he on Twitter posted a picture of the program, and in the thank you page, listed under platinum sponsors, was Farlands or Bust. Right there. So, woohoo. So, I don't know, maybe there are some people watching today who went to the, that's weird, who went to the Child's Play charity dinner and saw us listed in the program and perhaps did a quick search on the Googles, and have found our way here. So hello, imaginary people who have just gotten back from a black tie swanky event. This is Farlands or Bust. But yeah, that was really cool. Gavin, he also posted a picture of himself. Easy. Will Wheaton was also in attendance, so he took a picture of himself with Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton. Poof. Oh, I don't want it. Whoa, what was that? Wolfie's walking in front of me. It's like a lake. A spooky lake. Spooky. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe... So I got a few questions on as to whether or not I was attending. I obviously did not. We just got back from a trip to end all trips to Paris for Minecon. I don't know, maybe perhaps if I am lucky enough and or of proper free of budgetary restrictions, maybe next year's auction dinner for Child's Play charity I might be able to swing by and participate in. Probably would not bid on anything, but the cost of the trip and the ticket would be enough for me, so who knows? Who knows? I do wish to... we've already sailed past it. Can't go back. I would rather put such efforts towards traveling to more of these gaming conventions and Minecon type situations, as you know, to meet you guys, the fans. But who knows? Who knows what the future may hold for us, for KurtJMac and for Farlands or Bust? Especially, who knows what it may hold for us now that YouTube has redesigned. You didn't think I was going to mention that, did you? But I did. All of the YouTubers have, all the videos I put up yesterday, we expect to hear comments and feedback about our videos, but no, they're all comments about how everybody hates the new YouTube layout. And yes, I can understand an adversity to change. It happened the last time YouTube changed its layout. It happened when Twitter changed its layout. And then, 3-4 months in, where you at? There he is. Everybody's used to it, and we get mad about the next redesign because we liked the previous one. But this one, coming from the angle as an ex, I guess you could call me, an ex-web designer, web developer, designer. I wasn't really a developer. As an ex-web designer, there are some fundamental problems. Fundamental problems which I will list for you right now. Obviously, the most striking problem is the whole left alignment thing. I have a 24-inch widescreen monitor. It's not HD. It's actually... what is the aspect ratio? It's not the... What is the aspect ratio? 18 by 9 or something like that? Mine is 18 by 10. Is that the correct... Or is it 16? But anyway, my resolution isn't 1080p. It's got an inch more resolution on the vertical, which I like. I never liked the HD monitors that are the 1920 by 1080 just because they seem too small and skinny. I know that it correlates better with video watching and movie widescreen letterboxing, but my computers, I still need that 16 by 10. Is it 16 by 10? I think it's 16 by 10. Something. But regardless, anyway, I have that big monitor, but obviously, as most people, I don't view my web pages. I don't have my web browser open full screen. I kind of have it taking up the middle 2/3 of the screen or so, and then I have access to my icons to the left of it and to the right of it, and my menu bar. But even still, it's very jarring to have gone from a center-aligned website to a left-aligned website. It seems like something, and I made this comment on YouTube, or on Twitter rather, that it seems like something I would have designed as a web designer before I learned, just as I was learning HTML and CSS, and before I learned how to properly use the CSS float property. It's a very, now that I understand it, unless they've changed things, but you say float left, and objects float left of other objects, and there becomes a lot of issues with text and object flow regarding that, and then you have to clear your floats and blah, 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 blah. It's very confusing. But it seems like an issue that I would have had before I learned how to properly center align left-aligned floated elements or something like that. I'm getting a little bit technical here, but it just doesn't look good. There's a lot of white space on the right-hand side, and Generic B and I were chatting about it, and he works somewhere that involves web design as an element of it, and he said, I feel like I'm constantly leaning left, and I'm like, I feel the same way too. I have to rearrange my desk to move the monitor to the right 6 inches just so I can actually be in front of the screen I'm looking at. And then the British engineer, Kitman1973, put up a funny video. It's a very quick, 30-second video where it's like, what the hell were they thinking? And then he fixes it. Let's just say he fixes it. You'll have to watch his video to see how he fixes the problem with all the white space on the right-hand side, but very funny. So that's definitely a problem. And also, now that they've changed all that stuff, when you're watching a video, nothing lines up. Like the title bar, the comments, the recommended videos, they don't line up with the size of the video player. Whether or not it's the standard 480p video player, or I've recently gotten used to, they recently added something where if your window is wide enough, it will automatically shift the in-browser player to 720p size, and it will expand that way. That took me a while to get used to, but I'm finally used to that, and that's how I'm watching most of my videos now. But now it doesn't. That video player doesn't line up with everything. Everything is still shifted to the left. Watch it, Wolfie. We've been sailing for quite a while, have we not? We have. Oh, it looks like it's about to end here. Damn it, I jinxed it. But yeah, nothing. There's no. I want something to line up with the right justification of the video player or something. It just, like I said, it feels like they didn't quite know how to do things with the CSS to make things line up or something like that. It's very, very bizarre, just visually. I know they've added avatars to the comments. I'm not a huge fan of that. It seems like a lot of wasted space, especially given the what do I want to call it? A reputation of YouTube comments for being kind of the most inane and pointless part of the website, that they're trying to beef it up by putting avatars there, making it look a lot like Twitter, where now the username is above the comment and the little square avatars to the left. Not a fan of that at all. I mean, I do, among all, I seem to have, I'm very lucky to have very decent comments. And that's why I ask you to ask me questions in the comments and start discussions. But I still don't have complete faith in the entirety of YouTube as a whole for comments, and especially since the majority of people don't even. The only reason they create an account is to subscribe and watch other people's videos. They don't really bother to make their own avatar, so it's just going to be 90% of avatars are just going to be the blank default. So I don't know, just my opinion. What am I to say? I'm not some fancy pants Google UI developer. Whoop. Boop. All right, let's go to sleep and let's continue complaining in the morning. Damn it! I will complain right now if I have to. Come on, one more darkness level. There we go. And YouTube whoa. Stop jumping on your bed. And YouTube redesignedness is what I meant to say. Woof. No. All right. There we go. Yeah, jerk. All right. So where was I going with that? I was going down the list. The avatars. The biggest problem I have. Okay, I'll get used to the redesign. I'll get used to all the white space and stuff. But the functionality, which is in terms of my own personal web design ideals, is functionality comes before form. The functionality is very much broken still. Even more broken, especially on the home page. As you know, it's concerning for me as a content developer that when you go to the home page now, the default. Where are you going, Wolfie? the default doesn't show your subscription list. It's not your sub box. I know we kind of had a big hoopla when they changed it the last time, and there was that pull down. Ooh, crater. There's a piece of the meteor right there. There was that pull down that said show highlights or show uploads only or something like that. We were all up in arms that we wanted to, the default to be uploads only, or just remove that checkbox entirely. Nobody wants these highlights. We want to see our uploads. And they eventually fixed that to where it would at least remember. For the most part, I still had problems with it, but it would at least try to remember your preference, whether or not it was uploads only or not. But now it's just completely broken. Now you go to this, what is it called? The what to watch, which mixes in your subscriptions and your subscription activities. So like when I comment or like a video, it'll put that up in there somewhere. But then it also mixes in random stuff based on your previous watch history, which, okay, I understand why they do that. But it would be a lot nicer and it would be a lot easier if it was at anywhere accurate. 90% of the time so far, these last few days, the top recommended what to watch video was one of my own videos. It's like, well, obviously I've watched it because I am the one who created it. And then other times I've seen, like because you watched Vintage Beef's, what's the series? Forza Horizon, it gives me some like teenage vlog video of some person I've never seen before about, like something completely random, and I'm like, I wouldn't, what connotations do these things have? Or like because I watched a music video by somebody, Sigur Rós, you get some other like, Katy Perry video or something. I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. There's no algorithm there. And it does, not to be conspiracy theorist, it does kind of make me wonder, I don't know, would perhaps YouTube, e.g. Google, give preferential treatment for what to watch videos if, hey, Wolfie, God, let me pick up the workbench, will ya? We'll give, I don't want to punch you either. That already happened in the last episode, accidentally. Would they give, do they give preferential weight to a video that's perhaps on a network that they have invested in? Like these new, more high-end networks that are coming out. Some of them good, some of them not so good, but they've actually, YouTube has paid, say, Machinima. I forgot what the figure it was, but it was millions of dollars. They've invested in the Machinima network to produce higher quality content and stuff like that. Would they, where's the line? Obviously, Google doesn't share its algorithms and stuff, so makes me a little bit suspicious. But forgetting that, it's just a lot of what we're hearing is that people who do use the YouTube homepage, who have bothered, like I said, who have bothered to make an account, did so in order to subscribe and follow the videos of the channels they subscribe to. So you know, now when we go to our homepages, like, you know, myself, I subscribe to, I think it's 230 channels is the last count that I saw. A lot of channels. I have a problem. Excuse me. But you know, when you go home, every time you go to the homepage or refresh the homepage, you have to click away from this what to watch. You have to go to the left. You have to hit subscriptions, and then one more time you have to click uploads only. So now, instead of a one-step process of switching a little toggle from highlights to uploads only, you have to do 3 separate steps. And as a web designer, the fewest inputs that you can require of your users to do something they want to do, the better. And this has just done the opposite and is requiring more input and more thought and action on the part of the user, which is just a terrible, terrible thing to do in terms of usability standards. I would like, and I've already submitted a problem report, a suggestion saying, hey, you know, use a frickin' cookie and tell my browser to remember what my preference is so that every time I go to the YouTube homepage, I view only my subscriptions and uploads only. So I don't know what they're thinking with that. They say they're trying to improve spreading of channels by giving better recommendations and stuff like that, but I feel like they should... Okay, for people who aren't signed in, who are just going to youtube.com, sure, recommend stuff based on whatever histories you have on them in their cookies or their IP history or whatever. But for the people who do bother to create an account and subscribe to channels, you know, make it... Oh God, good thing that wasn't lava. I would have been dead. Make it more like, I'm a big fan, and I've continued to use Google Reader, even though the RSS feed is kind of becoming a thing of the past here in the modern internet. But Google Reader, I have a Google Reader account. I subscribe to the RSS feeds I want to watch, you know, the blogs, the Tumblrs, this or that. Careful, Wolfie. I knew that was going to happen. And I go to the Google Reader homepage, and bam, there's just a list in sequential order of all the new posts from the people I subscribe to. That is what the YouTube homepage should be. And yes, I know, and I've gotten the suggestion, oh, you should just bookmark this link. Or go to the, you know, under the account tab, go to subscriptions. I shouldn't have to do that. That's not a proper workaround, because 90%, 80 or 90% of the casual users out there aren't going to take the time to make a special bookmark or this or that. And then, of course, when they do change something again, that bookmark is broken. So, bam! Bam! Opinions! Opinions from Kurt! So yeah, that is my thoughts on the new YouTube layout. It's, you know, they've said to us, the creators, that, oh, it's more focused on channels and channel building and stuff like that, and we do not see a reflection of that in these changes. So that's why we, if you do hear, I know BOO just uploaded an episode where he talks about it. If you do hear a lot from us YouTubers about it, that's why we're just concerned not only for ourselves, if we're relying on this for our sole income, as I and many other YouTubers you may follow are, but we're concerned about it for just the infrastructure and the community. You know, if enough people dislike the changes that are being made to YouTube, they're going to start going elsewhere, and then we're going to be left in the dust, and we'll have to start fresh somewhere else. Something like that. I don't know that we have to concern ourselves with that too much, being as how big of a slice of the media pie, online media pie, that YouTube has, but still worth keeping an eye on. Job security, if you will. And sun's sort of going down. Ooh. This is an interesting beach. I call it Tetris Beach, for all the strange inverted Tetris shapes that we see in here. Which is kind of a little bit of a cop-out, because everything could be Tetris anything in Minecraft, just based on the blocks. You know what? The sun is going down. This is our third day already, isn't it? Woo! I was going to answer a question, but I don't have a time. I don't have a time. I don't have the time. Quickly now, let's answer a quick question from Matthew B. Do you drink anything besides coffee and scotch? Because you never seem to mention anything other than that. I drink a lot of water. So yeah, I'm not just a caffeine and alcohol fiend. I do drink a lot of water. I have gotten into iced tea lately. I don't drink sodas, Coke, Pepsi, anything like that. It's been a couple years since I've done that. That was kind of one of my first salvos in trying to figure out what's wrong with my stomach, was cutting out the bubbly, sugary sodas and pops. And that actually did help at first, but I've since expanded my efforts to exclude gluten, which is helping even more and stuff. So I like iced tea is kind of, if I'm kind of sick of water or I'm out somewhere for lunch, I'll get iced tea usually. Iced tea usually. But yeah, I don't drink milk. I don't, here's a hidey hole. Not really, I don't like orange juice or any of those acidic drinks, again, for the stomach. So, yes, it's not just coffee and scotch. Hey guy, hey, wanna come in here? Guess so. Alright, Wolfie's joining us tonight. Boop. I hope we have enough room. Pigs. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else stuff I drink. It's a lot of water. I've tried a few gluten-free beers. One I tried wasn't that great. I think I mentioned this already, or at least during a live stream. I was talking about it with somebody on Twitter, and then this place, Omission Beers, not that I'm advertising or anything like that. You know, they must have a search on Twitter for gluten and beer. So anytime somebody mentions that stuff, they get a notice. They came back and they're like, "Oh, all gluten-free beer doesn't have to taste crummy," or whatever they said. And their company is Omission Beer, which is a gluten-free beer. And I'm like, "All right, you internet-savvy company, I will check out your product." And I did, and it tastes pretty good. Their pale ale beer. It doesn't. You know, obviously they don't use wheat or hops or barley or anything in the beer. They use other things. Sorghum, I think, is one of the grains they use. But it tastes pretty good, pretty decent. But it doesn't have the nose of say, a beer, an actual, like, wheat beer. And by nose, I mean there's no scent, really, when you taste it. So you get the taste, but it's kind of lacking that nose. So I don't know. I've sort of started to give up on beer, if I am going to go fully gluten-free. But yeah. Wolfie agrees. Wolfie agrees indeed. It's only hard liquor from here on out, see? No. Stay in school, kids. But yeah, this episode seems like it went quick, but it didn't. It was 3 full Minecraft days. So, let me remind you once again to keep going to farlandsbus.com to contribute to Child's Play charity. You can do so using the chip-in widget on the homepage. We're helping kids get toys, books, and games in children's hospitals around the world, and trying to get to $10,000 before the end of the year in the Jason Statham Initiative. It's an initiative, Wolfie. So do that, and we'll have some fun with that. I'm looking forward to episode 200 coming up in a few episodes here, so look forward to that. But regardless, time to go to sleep. Stuff is spawning upstairs. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Kurt. His name is Wolfie. I will see you next time.